This one thing is responsible for 50% of every sale that you make, which means before you even open your mouth, half of the sale can already be done for you. But only if you have it, because without it, even the best sales script won't save you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sell almost anything just by letting this one simple thing do the heavy lifting for you. I first came across this principle from one of the most respected salesmen who's ever lived. And when I put it into practice, it honestly completely changed how I sold. And since then, it has helped me close deals that I never thought were possible. But here's the best part. Most people never think about this. They think the script is the magic thing. But scripts alone fall flat. This thing is what makes it actually work. And I say this because I've bombed more pitches for my own product than I can count. I couldn't get clients to say yes no matter how many times I tried. I've even hung up on prospects out of sheer panic, but that's how I discovered what actually works. The one thing that quietly does half of the sale before you even open your mouth. And by the end of this presentation, you will know how to close almost any sale, even if you hate sounding salesy, or if you've tried and failed before. So let's dive in. Now, I'm guessing that this isn't the first time you've tried to figure out how to sell better. And if you're an entrepreneur trying to sell your product or your service, and every sales call feel like pulling teeth, you must understand that it's not your fault. You've been told to memorize scripts, follow word for word templates, and rely on cheesy persuasion tricks that just don't work in the real world. And chances are you've been believing in a few things about sales that just aren't true. You might think you need to be outgoing or charismatic to close a deal. Or maybe you think the market is too crowded or too skeptical and no one will ever buy from you. And by the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you exactly why and how you can sell effectively even if you are introverted, shy, or facing a skeptical market that seems impossible to crack. Now, if you've ever suspected that high pressure selling actually pushes your potential client away and damages your sale, you are absolutely right. It does. And that's why I don't want you to sound like a pushy closer. I want you to sell in a way that feels natural, authentic, and true to who you really are. Because I know you have a dream. You want to sell your product, grow your business, and change lives without feeling like you're tricking anyone or selling your soul. And that's what we're here for today. I'm going to show you how to make that happen. My goal of this presentation is to help two kinds of entrepreneurs. First, if you are just starting out and struggling to land your first few clients, this will show you how to sell naturally. Second, if you're more experienced, maybe you've built a funnel, run some ads, or posted some content, but people still aren't buying. Then I will show you the missing key. Now let me be clear who this is not for. If you're looking for manipulation tricks, high pressure closing tactics, or a magical script that will do 100% of the work for you, this isn't for you. But if you want to sell in a way that feels real, authentic, and powerful, this presentation is for you. So here is what it comes down to. The one thing that makes or breaks a sale is conviction. Conviction in yourself, your offer, and the transformation that you are bringing. Because conviction does 50% of the sale before you even open your mouth. And to prove that, I want to share a story with you. You see, when I started, I wasn't some natural born closer. I was just an electrician apprentice, clueless about how to become anything else in life. I remember waking up at 5:30 a.m., setting multiple alarms just to drag myself out of bed. It was January in Denmark, which meant it was freezing cold. My car was an old Volkswagen Golf 5 with sticky leather seats, no heater, and no AC. I would drive 30 minutes to work with one hand on the steering wheel, the other jammed under my thigh for warmth, switching whenever one went numb. It was miserable. And at the job site, it didn't get any better. My boss would bark orders at me, talk down to me, and the work was just soul crushing. And day after day, I asked myself, is this it? Is this really my life? I wanted more money and freedom, yes, but what I really wanted was respect. Proof that I could build something on my own without someone else dictating my worth. So after long days, dragging wires and climbing ladders, I would collapse at home and binge YouTube videos about how I could escape this life. And that's when I stumbled across copywriting. And I had no idea what it was. But I bought a random course anyway, crossed my fingers and hoped that this could be my way out. Now, learning the skill was one thing, selling was a completely another, and my strategy was honestly pathetic. I would Google sales scripts, copy paste them into DMs, send them out and hope that people would bite. And as someone who's naturally introverted and shy, this felt unnatural. I mean, some would leave me on read, others would block me, and a few told me to never speak to them again. It was like a punch in the gut every single time. I mean, my fingers would drum nervously on the desk while I stared at the screen, rereading the words over and over, hoping I somehow misunderstood them. But no, it was rejection, plain and simple. And remember, I wasn't failing at selling someone else's product. I was failing at selling my own, the one that I had poured my heart and soul into. And if by some miracle I actually got someone on the sales call, it wasn't any better. I would sit there on Zoom, 2 boxes on the screen, me and them, just staring at each other, neither of us knowing where this was supposed to go. My mind would scramble while my eyes were darting at the post-it notes that I've stuck up onto my wall in front of me. Each one had a step of the script that I was supposed to follow. So I read it, word for word. It came out stiff and robotic, like I was reading some kind of grocery list. The whole time I would feel them pulling back and disengaging. So I stalled, I over-explained, I felt like I was wasting their time, and there was one call that I will never forget. I was so nervous that I could barely think straight. Halfway through, we completely misunderstood each other. They were waiting for me to say something and I were waiting for them. And the silence just dragged on and my brain started to melt down. My palms were sweaty, my throat tightened, and in blind panic I mumbled some nonsense, fumbled for the mouse and saw myself press leave meeting. Gone. Just like that. I sat there, staring at the reflection of my own face on the blank Zoom screen, feeling like I was the world's biggest failure. And in that moment, I swore to myself, something has to change. And in desperation, I tore through every single blog and video I could find on selling. I searched the internet thin, and that's when I stumbled across this old, thick paperback book back from 1984. That on the front cover said 6 Ziglar's Secrets of Closing the Sale. So I bought it, and the moment I started reading, it was like Zig Ziglar himself was in the room with me. A mentor from another time sitting across the table talking straight to me. And what struck me wasn't that he was teaching slick one-liners or magic closes. He kept circling back to this one thing over and over again, which was conviction. I turned the page and I read the line that felt like it had been written just for me. What about you? Are you truly convinced in the value that you are selling? If you are selling Fords but are driving around in a Chevy, then my friend, it's costing you a great deal of money. Believe in what you sell, or do yourself, your company, your friends, your victims, and the profession of selling a favor. Change product or get out of the profession. The sooner you make the change into something that you can honestly and enthusiastically pursue, the sooner you will start climbing the ladder to success. I froze for a moment and then continued reading. If you don't believe that the customers are the losers when they don't buy, you are selling the wrong product. If you don't feel a sense of loss for them, you are not going to be as effective and persuasive as you could be. Selling is a transference of feeling. Your prospects are persuaded more by the pride and belief in your product than by any proof you submit regarding its performance. Until and unless you feel like nobody sells a better product, you really are not completely honest, and your performance will not be at the level that you're capable of. In that event, you are obviously the biggest loser, because you will miss too many of the closest ones. And then it clicked for me. Half the sale happens before you even open your mouth. Conviction isn't just in your words, it's in your posture, your tone, your cadence, the energy you carry, and the way you move. Every part of how you show up communicates whether you truly believe in what you're offering. And Zig said it best: if you are selling Fords, but you are driving around in a Chevy, you are costing yourself a lot of money. This point isn't about cars, it's that your inner belief sets the tone automatically. And if you don't truly believe in what you are offering, it shows in the way that you stand, the way that you speak, and the way that you hold yourself, even if you don't realize it. Because you can't fake it with words alone. So one night, I took a notebook and started to scribble down some notes to make conviction something that I could show, not just say. And here's what I came up with. Step 1. Show them that you truly believe in it. This isn't just about the words, it's about how you carry yourself. Your posture, your tone, your energy, your pace. People can smell uncertainty from a mile away even if you don't notice it. When you truly believe in what you are offering, that certainty shines naturally, doing half the work before you even speak. Step 2. Let proof back it up, not replace it. Numbers, testimonials, examples, they are powerful, but only when your belief leads the way. Proof isn't the engine, it's the fuel for the engine. When your conviction is clear and genuine, the proof reinforces it in a way that makes it impossible for the prospects to ignore. And then step 3, make them feel the result. You're not just selling a product, you are selling the life that it creates. So paint the picture clearly, show them their problems vanishing, their opportunities unfolding, doors opening that they didn't even see before, and the stress and frustration melting away. When your belief in that outcome is real, it shows in everything that you do, and people feel it before you even say a word. When I finished scribbling, I stared at those 3 steps in my notebook. They were simple, almost too simple, but it felt powerful, like I finally cracked the code. And the next call that I had, everything shifted. Normally, I would have cheat sheets open, scanning between the screen and my notes like a nervous student. But this time, I didn't feel any of that. After weeks of rejection, after nights of doubt and self-loathing, after wondering if I was just delusional for trying all this, I finally heard the words from a potential client that ended up changing everything. Alright, let's do this. I sat there in silence for a moment, just staring at the screen. It was like relief just washed all over me. My shoulders dropped, my lungs finally expanded. This wasn't just a sale, it was proof that this conviction thing actually worked. And remember, I'm not an outgoing person. I'm a bit introverted, sometimes shy, and oftentimes quiet. I always have been, but that didn't stop me for closing my first sale or any after that. And conviction doesn't care about your personality. It doesn't need charisma. It needs belief, and that belief carries through you in a way that people can feel it, even if you are shy or not an outgoing person. But remember, if you don't truly, honestly, and enthusiastically believe in what you're selling, you either need to change the product or you might as well get out of the profession of selling. Now, conviction didn't just help me close my first sale. It transformed how I saw myself, how I carried myself, and how I showed up in every area of my life. I wasn't just an electrician apprentice dragging wires or climbing ladders anymore. I was finally in control of my own path. And once you understand the power of conviction and know what to look for, you see it everywhere around the world. Take Steve Jobs, for example. When he announced the first iPhone, he didn't just list the features. He declared, "Today we are going to reinvent the phone," with such certainty that a room full of skeptical journalists sat on the edge of their chairs starting to take notes. This is also true for Elon Musk when he unveiled the Tesla Model S. And Oprah Winfrey when she sold her vision about personal growth and transformation. You see it everywhere. Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that if you could start selling with conviction, that it would help you close just one more sale this month, maybe 5 more, maybe even 10 more? Because even just one sale can change everything. It could cover your bills, help you reinvest in your business, or be the turning point that takes you to the next level. Today, we've talked about conviction, how it cuts through noise, builds belief, and does half the work of the sale for you. But here's the truth. Conviction alone isn't enough. Remember, it's only half the sale. The other half is how you deliver that belief to your audience. Sure, you could go one-to-one on calls or meetings. That works if you have endless of energy and time and perfect timing. But that approach is exhausting, it's inconsistent, and it's limited. You can only reach one person at the time, and every conversation depends on you performing at your highest in the moment. Now imagine this. You have the same conviction that you would normally carry in a Zoom call. The energy, the certainty, the confidence that shines through before you even speak, but multiplied, perfectly captured, shared with hundreds or even thousands of people all at once. Every word, every proof point, every moment of belief delivered clearly, consistently, and with full force. And I know some of you might already have webinars or live events, funnels, and even VSLs. And that's great. You've already taken a step that most entrepreneurs never do. But there is a problem. Not all vehicles is created equally. You might already have a system in place, but if that doesn't carry your conviction clearly, consistently, and powerfully, it's still leaving half the sale on the table. That's exactly what the magnetic message launch system does. It's a done-for-you system built to take your conviction, package it perfectly, and project it to your audience with complete clarity 24/7. This is the same approach that I used with my client Pascal Jacobsen. We took his conviction in his product, paired it with proof and storytelling, and scripted it into a high converting VSL. And the result? Leads started flowing on autopilot, and sales began coming in every single day, all without Pascal having to repeat himself day after day. And that's the magic. Conviction does the heavy lifting, and this system amplifies it. Together, they create a well-oiled sales machine that works whether you are shy, introverted, already have a funnel, or just getting started. With the magnetic message launch system, you'll be able to sell with confidence that feels natural, without awkward pitches or sounding salesy. Second, you'll reach more prospects without burning out, because your message finally works 24/7. And third, you'll be able to turn your belief and proof into a result that scale, growing your business consistently. And finally, you'll be able to cut through skepticism and resistance, so prospects naturally say yes. And just as important, you will finally eliminate the anxiety of wondering if your pitch will ever flop, the pressure to perform live or sound slick, the start-stop cycle that keeps your business stuck. And when you sign up today, you get a fully high converting VSL, which acts as your ultimate sales rep, delivering your product or service pitch with full conviction 24/7, which is valued at $17,997. Now, I want to make something very clear. If you were to go out and hire any decent freelance copywriter, they would typically just hand you the script and leave you sailing in your own boat, figuring everything out on your own. But this is different. That's why you'll also get 5 powerful, completely done-for-you bonuses to make sure that your VSL doesn't just work, but it dominates. When you sign up today, you will also get bonus 1, message diagnosis. We will pinpoint exactly where your old pitch lost sales, so you don't end up circling back to the same mistakes and end up sabotaging your own results. As a second bonus, you will get the customer deep dive. You'll get a crystal clear insight to your audience's fears, desires, and the exact words they use, so your message lands every single time. As a third bonus, you'll get a visual strategy blueprint. I'll show you exactly what visuals, slides, and images that keeps attention and reinforces your message, without any guesswork or needing to have any designer skills. And as a fourth bonus, you'll get filming and delivery guidance. You'll learn how to show up on camera with confidence and energy, and how to film powerful VSLs even if you only have a laptop setup. Now, as a fifth and final bonus, you'll get 21 days of testing and optimization. This means that we will tweak and refine your VSL based on real feedback, so it actually converts like a well-oiled sales machine every single time. With this system, I'm making sure that you don't just have words on a page, but a full-on vehicle that is built to sell. And here's the best part. All these bonuses are yours for free when you sign up. Now let's be real for a second. The core VSL alone is valued at $17,997. And honestly, even at that price, it's a steal. Think about it. What would it cost you to hire just one decent sales rep? Let's say you pay them a base of 3 to 5K a month. That's already 36 to 60k a year. Now add commissions and bonuses, training and overhead, and before long you are well over 80k plus per year for just one person. And remember, this rep gets tired, they forget lines, they take vacations, they can only talk to one person at a time, and this video sales letter, it never gets tired, it never forgets a word, it never takes days off. It delivers your perfect pitch flawlessly to unlimited prospects 24/7, 365 days a year, all for just a one-time payment. Now let's do the math here. If your product or service sells for $2,000, how many clients would it take for you to just break even? The answer is 9. That's it, 9 sales. And from there, it's just pure profit. So let me ask you, do you honestly believe that this system, running day and night, couldn't land you just 9 more sales? But here's the crazy part. You are not paying $17,997. You're not even paying half of that, which is $8,998. And you're not even paying half of that either, which is $4,499. You know what? Screw it. I'm not charging you anything. I'm giving you the whole done for you system. The VSL plus all the 5 bonuses completely for free. $0.00. But why, you may ask? Why am I giving all this away for free? The answer is simple. Right now, I'm looking for 5 ambitious entrepreneurs to test drive this system before it gets released to the public. But there is one small cost, or maybe 2. Number 1, you will leave a 100% honest video review of your experience. And number 2, when your VSL delivers real results, you will introduce me to 3 of your friends that you think could benefit from this system as well. That's it. No hidden fees. Everything is done for you. Now, I know that I'm not a celebrity marketer with millions of followers, and I don't have the biggest brand in the world, but what I do have is a system that actually works. I mean, I've been writing high converting VSLs for years, and that's why I'm looking for 5 new people to test drive this completely new offer to prove that this works before the full public launch. And I do this because my goal is simple. I want this offer to be perfect. And the only way that could happen is when people use it, they see results and they give me honest feedback. And remember, once these 5 test spots are filled, this free offer will disappear forever. After that, this system will be set to its full price. So if you want to be one of the lucky 5, then DM me the word VSL on Instagram at Emil Boslund. Then we will jump on a call, and if you're the right fit, you'll get immediate access to the full system. Now at this point, you've got 2 choices. Choice number 1 is to do nothing. And if you do nothing with what you've learned today, what will you get? That's right, nothing. Choice number 2. Take a leap of faith. Test drive the system for yourself. See how combining your conviction with the right vehicle will transform your sales. And finally, get that VSL that works like your best salesperson 24/7. The choice is yours. Now, here is where most people would probably offer you a guarantee. But here's the truth. If you need a guarantee for a free offer, I already know that you're not committed yet. This opportunity is for entrepreneurs who are ready to take action, not those who hesitate or make excuses. That being said, let's do a final recap of what you're getting today. Number 1, a fully high converting, done for you video sales letter, acting as your ultimate salesperson, delivering the perfect sales pitch with conviction every single time 24/7. And second, you will also get 5 powerful done for you bonuses to make sure your new VSL doesn't just work, but it dominates. And this includes a message diagnosis, a customer deep dive, a visual strategy blueprint, filming and delivery guidance, and 21 days of testing and optimization. All this, the VSL plus every bonus, is available for the first 5 entrepreneurs for $0.00. This is your chance to get a plug-and-play system that combines conviction with the perfect vehicle ready to convert without you spending a dime. So here's what to do next. DM me the word VSL on Instagram at Emil Boslund. We will jump on a quick call to see if you're the perfect fit. If it's a match, you will get immediate access to the complete system plus all the 5 bonuses. But you have to remember that it's only the first 5 people who gets this free test drive offer, and once they are gone, this offer will disappear. So don't wait, don't overthink, take action, claim your spot, and let's get your VSL to convert like your best salesperson every single day with conviction. And then I'll see you on the inside.